Hey there guys, what's up? Ragtter here, welcoming you back to OU Monday, the show where we delve into the OU tier, that is the overused tier, of Pokemon Showdown, to show you some fun battles from that area. Now, today's battle is a particularly interesting one. I built a team around Mega Gallade, and I will bring up the team now so that you can see the initial layout and how the first turn went, so I can explain my thought process just a little bit. Now, like I said, I built this team around Mega Gallade, and I wanted to do that because Mega Gallade is fast and hard-hitting. He also has a bit of added bulk, which is just nice. It's not a terrible amount, but all of these things, in my mind, and I hope to see soon on paper, add up to make Mega Gallade a tremendous threat. So I built my team around Mega Gallade. I got Tyranitar because I wanted some Stealth Rocks and I needed a bulky tank because, though he is bulkier than regular Gallade, Mega Gallade is not the tankiest. To complement the physical bulk of Tyranitar, I also picked up Clefable, who is quite specially bulky. With all of these in mind, I also picked up Skarmory, and Skarmory acts as my defogger, should I need it, and a physical tank, where I don't. He also acts as my team's Hazer with the Whirlwind. I then picked up a Garchomp for revenge-killing purposes, and Gengar fills much the same role, but he's more of a disruptive attacker. He comes in and deals lots of coverage damage with Poison and Ghost, and generally sets up substitutes and is annoying. Now, with this in mind, I sent Tyranitar out on the first turn in order to set up my early Stealth Rocks, and it looks like he has much the same idea with Landorus Therian. So, we'll go into the game. The Intimidate hits Tyranitar, and that lowers his attack, which isn't entirely a negative thing for me because I'm not really going to be attacking with this Tyranitar. He actually runs a mixed set, and the Ice Beam, while it would be a 2-hit KO that would hit more soundly than Landorus would hit me, I'm not fast enough to be able to get that damage off first. So I go into Skarmory because as a flying type, I'm immune to the Earthquake, and that gets me a free switch, and I decide I don't really want to have Stealth Rocks on my side of the field. The residual damage is going to add up on a lot of my Pokemon. So I defog them away, because in my mind I can reliably bring Tyranitar back in and set up those Stealth Rocks at pretty much any point in the game that I want. Should. Now I bring in Clefable in response to the Latios, because like I said, Clefable is my special tank, and is also my Calm Mind sweeper. It's a secondary win condition in terms of how my team plays out. But, as I switch in Tyranitar into the Magnezone, where I had expected to be able to get off another layer of Stealth Rocks, I actually just outright lose Tyranitar, and that forces me to bring in Garchomp. Now, you'll wonder, and I'm just going to explain what happened there very quickly. Magnezone switched out and Venusaur was brought in, and I used Rock Slide. When you think to yourself, Garrett, why didn't you just go for the Earthquake? I didn't think that I could. He has 3 Pokemon that are just outright immune to Earthquake. Landorus Therian, Talonflame, and Latios. Landorus Therian and Talonflame being part flying, and Latios being a Levitate user. Also, actually, Rotom. Rotom is also immune to Earthquake. So really, I had no space to go for it. It would have been a definite KO on Magnezone, but 4 out of 6 of his Pokemon could have come in and then taken the Earthquake for free. So my logic was, I'm going to go for the Rock Slide because I could hit Landorus and I could hit Talonflame. And I had debated going for the Outrage to hit Latios, but I also didn't want Landorus to come in and lower my attack. I didn't want Rotom to come in and be able to set up on me. Basically, the only thing I wasn't afraid of was the Venusaur, and I ended up going for the Rock Slide just to hit whatever came in, basically. And sure enough, the Venusaur ended up coming in, so the one I didn't have to be afraid of was the one that came in. So that was a really smart switch on Javi's part. He out-thanked my overthinking. Now, I decided to switch out of Garchomp because I'm not really too confident in my ability to take this. I'm locked into Rock Slide because of my Choice Scarf. I bring in Skarmory. This Skarmory runs Brave Bird over the Stealth Rocks, since I do already carry on Tyranitar, And I actually decided to go for the Whirlwind because I wanted to stop Venusaur from basically going on a grass-induced rampage. He brought in Talonflame, who got Whirlwinded into Latios, and that lets me bring Clefable back in. Now, you might be thinking, Clefable sure is taking a lot of damage from all the Thunderbolts. Well, as he goes for the Dragon Pulse for one reason or another, I guess he had expected me to switch, I'm actually able to heal myself back to full with the Soft Boiled, and that puts me in an excellent place. I fire off a Flamethrower because I knew Magnezone would come in, and it does more than half. And I would stay in and try that again, but I'm not sure I can outspeed the Magnezone. So I bring in Gengar to maybe do something. Ends up with Gengar getting one-shotted by the Flash Cannon. Now I'm able to bring in Gallade, though, as a revenge killer. He actually goes into Talonflame, having seen that, but the knockoff destroys most of Talonflame's HP and gets rid of its leftovers, so it can't recover residually anymore. Now I go into Skarmory. It takes the Brave Bird, and I lure out the fire attack, and it turns out to be Flare Blitz, which is just amazing. And he takes a lot of damage from the Rough Skin. Now, I'm not sure how much HP he would need to be on to survive the Outrage, if he could at all, but that 20% that he took from Rough Skin and Flare Blitz definitely contributed to his downfall, and for some reason, and I just want to, again, pause the video to think this one through. He brought in Latios on the Garchomp. Now, he had shown that he's not running a Choice Scarf. He knew that he would not be faster than Garchomp. Maybe he was expecting me to be Choice Banded and not Choice Scarfed? Maybe he thought he could outspeed me naturally? But bringing in Latios on the Outrage was a serious misplay. When you have tanks in the form of Landorus, Magnezone, and Venusaur, and by a tank on Landorus, I mean it has the Intimidate, so it can lower my attack. Why would you go into Latios when it can potentially be destroyed by my Outrage? And here's proof of the better switches he could have. As Garchomp hits Rotom Wash, it doesn't even do half, but Rotom Wash is able to fire off and knock off most of my HP with a Hydro Pump. This forces me to switch into Clefable, which is something that he probably could have taken advantage of before. And as he goes for the Will-O-Wisp on Clefable, I'm fairly unplussed, because this is a Magic Guard Clefable, so I won't be taking any damage from that. I'm obviously not using the physical attack. He switches out of Rotom with a Volt Switch and goes into Venusaur, who takes the expected fire attack very well. Now I switch out of Clefable and I go into Skarmory, because the Sludge Bomb is obvious, and I can maybe go for a Brave Bird, but he goes into Rotom, which was a good switch. I end up doing a minuscule amount of damage. We both walk away from this without much of a change. I decide to switch into Clefable because Clefable's my best answer to the Rotom, with all its special bulk. And now that it's been burned, I can't actually be put to sleep by the Venusaur, which is just fantastic. Now, I'm a bit confused by his play here. He could have brought Venusaur any time and stopped me from doing this, but he decides to stay in and go for the rest with Rotom, and he actually shows me that he's got the Chesto Berry here. So I know he's not going to be getting any more item recovery, or he's not getting any item boosts or anything. And he misses the Hydro Pump, not that it mattered, because his Hydro Pumps aren't doing anything to Clefable. I've got a Calm Mind, look at that, 21% from a Hydro Pump from Rotom Wash. I destroy Rotom with my Clefable's Moonblast, and the switch into my Magnezone was what I was expecting. Actually brings in Venusaur. Again, that's fine. The answer's the same. I go into Skarmory. He sets up a Leech Seed, so we're going through this song and dance again. And now he switches out, goes into Magnezone, and I actually took the time to switch out because I had been expecting that, and I'm pretty sure this is a Steel Trapping Magnezone. And that lets me go into Gallade. Now, Gallade is able to knock off Landorus's leftovers, and had he not gotten that Intimidate, it would have been a kill. I go for the Zen Headbutt, a little cocky since it has a chance to miss, and I get rid of Landorus Therian pretty soundly. Now it's time to take out Magnezone with the close combat, but all my stats are lowered now, so I'm pretty afraid of the Venusaur, who comes in and threatens me really badly. I go into Skarmory because I feel like it's kind of a non-risk win. I can go for Brave Birds and Roost and stuff, and he Giga Drains. He's getting life back from the Leech Seed. I go for the Brave Bird. It does a pretty good amount, considering I don't have any real attack investment in this. I don't think I put any real attack EVs into this. But as he goes for the Synthesis, I go for the Roost. I get back to near full. I lose a bit to the Leech Seed, and I decide, I'm done. I'm not playing this. So he Giga Drains, kills Garchomp, and that gives me the opportunity to bring in Gallade as a revenge killer. And one Zen Headbutt. Oh my lord, that damage. Venusaur is tanky, but Gallade does not care. He ends up going for the Leech Seed for some peculiar reason. I can only believe that he knew he was going to lose. So, I'm not sure. I wouldn't have gone for the Leech Seed. I would have tried to Giga Drain. But Gallade does have pretty good special defense, so I can't say off the top of my head how much damage that would have done. I also don't know what spread he was running on that Venusaur. But I had that, I'm almost certain. Not to toot my own horn, but I had my win condition out on the field. I had gotten rid of all my negative stats, and I still had Skarmory waiting in the wings. But, all in all, how cool of a battle was that? We had a bit of a back and forth, a real slugfest. And then Gallade came in and did what he does best. Oh, I love it. It's fantastic. Mega Gallade is just one of my favorite Pokemon. Gallade was always one. Mega Gallade is quickly earning my respect. So you can expect to see more of this sword-wielding, cape-wearing, Roman helmet-wearing. Gallade is really weird. He's just really weird. But I love him. So, I will see you guys on Wednesday for UU Wednesday. I hope you have an excellent day. Take care, and bye-bye.